I appreciate what y'all said about free parking. Nothing makes me happier as a resident of Ocean Isle Beach, driving up and down the roads, seeing those wonderful children going out to the beach for a wonderful week at the beach. And I believe that what you've said about free parking is correct. But what do we do about bathrooms? I'm sorry. I mean, come on. We're going to have all these people coming on the island, and where are they going to go in the bathroom? And we're not doing any, to my knowledge, we haven't said anything aside about that. I haven't heard anybody talk about it. I know we've got this wonderful facility. We're talking about building out the old town hall, stuff like that. What are we going to do about bathrooms? When I was a child and you went to a beach, they had bathhouses, okay? Where you went in, you paid a little bit of money, they gave you a basket, you put your clothes in it, you had a shower, you could go to the bathroom and stuff like that. Has anybody even thought about maybe using that for the building? What are we going to do about restrooms? I'd like to know what each one of you thinks about how we can solve this problem. Because guess what? That's going to be a problem fast.
Thank you, sir. Who? I keep forgetting to carry my little cheat sheet around with me.
I do want to say one other thing. I had a neighbor, guy lives behind me, backs up to First Street, who literally had to build a fence around the back of his house because day trippers were coming and using his shower to change a baby. There's multiple times he would go into his shower and there would be dirty diapers in his shower. And why? Because the people don't have any other place to do it.
I got to think about this one just a minute because, you know, we don't have the real estate to build what I think you're talking about. We might have some spots along certain beach access areas where we could do something like that. The mobile bathroom stations that we've got at the park and the parking lot behind the museum and down toward the, I believe there's one down toward the water tower. Yeah. They may be our only solution for bathroom facilities based on the geography that we've got. It's certainly something that needs to be looked at. And I sit right in the middle of the island, so I see people coming and going all the time. And usage of the bathroom facilities at the park, that's quite extensive, but I couldn't hold it that long. I'd have to find some other place. But the reality of it is we don't have the real estate that I see to kind of put what you were conceptualizing into place unless there's some property or surplus property I don't know about on the island. Yeah, I mean, it's a great example. Right, right, yeah. Well, I think it's something worth looking into long term. We've got to come up with an issue, a way to address it that probably will involve mobile bathroom facilities. At least that's what I would suggest. And there may be some other options to build out certain locations, but we really just don't have a whole lot of room to put any kind of larger facility together that I'm aware of. So maybe you can help me, guys, I don't know. But it is a problem, and there are more people on the beach every day. So thank you for the question.
Yeah, it is a very interesting question. When I was talking to some of the folks down in East End, they were telling stories similar to yours. Unfortunately, they were a little more graphic in terms of what people were doing under other people's houses, and certainly the need for that. I was also talking to Terry over at the pier about how they really get the brunt of it, you know, between the town park and the pier. That's where most of the people go in order to take advantage of a restroom or whatever. He certainly would like the help. Incidentally, Terry he was telling me that one of the things he really wants to do is cooperate more with the town to do things like that, to accomplish things like that, and I think we need to take advantage of that. You mentioned the day trippers are the ones who need it. Those who are renting on the island, those who are living on the island. Of course, we know where our restroom is. We can just go back home and use it or whatever. It does raise a bigger issue of just how much do we need to provide to the day trippers, and if it's a safety issue because they are using other our citizens' properties to do what nature calls them to do, then we need to treat it as a safety issue, perhaps. There's a lot of, I talk to people, and there's a lot of controversy, it seems, over, or mixed opinion on whether or not we want to put bathrooms in, because some people are worried that it will incent people to come to the beach at their particular beach access. And we all know many times we think something's a good idea until it happens to us, and then maybe it's not such a hot idea, at that time. So I think this is one that really is going to be a sticky one for us to figure out exactly what the right thing to do for the day trippers and be good hosts, but at the same time, understand that we are impacting our citizens, and we have to find a way that the citizens think is palatable for them to be able to provide that sort of a service.
Well, as a woman, and all these women out here know that we've got to go potty a lot more often than the men do sometimes, and finding a bathroom is kind of difficult sometimes. But I really love the new portable restrooms that the town has placed at Beaufort Street parking lot and at the park itself for events. I don't think that it's air conditioned too, by the way, which is nice. And I think what we need to look at is possibly adding more of those types of portable restrooms at various accesses. And that's, it's just something we'll just have to look into, because I know it can be kind of difficult.
Thank you for the good question. This past year during our budget session, we talked about this exact scenario, and if my memory's right, we put 2 of those portable restrooms in the budget for this year, only to learn when we started ordering one and the budget was approved, the company that makes them is back ordered, and so we're a little bit behind the 8 ball there for what it's going to be. But they are very, very nice. They are air conditioned. You see them at pro golf tournaments. And I think that, if my memory is right, we have 2 more that are in the budget for subsequent years. And they're portable, so you can move them during hurricanes and things of that nature. So I think the cavalry's coming over the hill on this. We got caught a little bit by some shortage of goods to make it. And but I do believe we have at least 1 more coming, and maybe 2. Mm-hmm.
I think this kind of folds into a larger problem, and it's the parking problem. Because I saw it up on Newport one day. Someone pulled up parallel parking on the strip out there. Kid gets out, goes to the bathroom on the street marker there, and gets back in the car and leaves, because that's where their car was parked. I do like those nice portable toilets, but they take up a lot of parking places at those East End beach accesses. We're already constrained there. I think right now the best we could do at those spots, unfortunately, would be put a porta-john up there. But my thinking is if we had structured parking, maybe, where you can park here, you can't park there, and then provide those services to those people. Those services would be at least a porta-john, trash cans, showers, and we have the outside showers at those spots to where they could come in and use the facility there instead of going up under someone's house or going on a street sign or stuff. And I've seen them go in their houses. before and do it. So I think if we can just focus parking in certain areas and then provide those facilities there, that would be our best bet. But understanding that those things are great, but they're just not going to fit on those east end accesses, or they can, but then you're going to limit the parking.
Very good question. If you got the answer, I'll vote for you. I can remember when Sunset Beach had this problem. They brought in, and it may be what y'all are talking about, I'm not sure, but they brought in porta johns and built walkways to them. It made a nice facility, so to speak, and it worked. And they still use them. And that's the only thing I can see. You don't have to have a lot of property or land to do that. It's something that would work. It's just going to take some thinking, engineering, and some deep thought. And that's a pretty tough question just off the top of my head to give you the answer. Like I said, I'll be glad to vote for you.